So let's talk about some of your tips for March Madness.
Well, the betting volume, people are shocked to hear this sometimes. The betting volume on March Madness supersedes anything. I'll even say it's more than the Super Bowl. It is, definitely. So I know before the nationwide gambling started, everyone, my buddies from back east all used to go to Vegas for March Madness. Sold out town, insane, crazy 2 weeks, especially that first Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even the second round. Maybe not Vegas so much like it used to be, but the nation as a whole now that has been so accepting of sports betting, loves to bet March Madness. And listen, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for positive expected wagers. I know that I just know how people bet a lot of the times, but I know what's going to happen sometimes. There's games on, there's every time you see a game, first of all, you'll watch a game and you'll see the other scores of the other games. So you'll see the other scores and you'll be turning back and forth to the other stations. It gets to be so insane that most people, they're humans. They're going to overbet because another game's coming on. I mean, you're talking, you're 32 games, and more than that actually. But I think it's 30. The first weekend's 37, or I think it's like 37. It's insane that first weekend. It gets to be so crazy, and people usually will overbet. So my advice is make sure stay within control. Bet within what your range is. And of course, the biggest thing is because there's games from morning, noon, and night. Don't just start betting the night games without an opinion or some kind of, advice from, let's just face it, someone like myself. I mean, you don't just want to fire just to fire. And I'll tell you, a lot of like my tips that I can give out too is I bet a lot of underdogs in the first round, in the first half. Some of the big, my wheelhouse actually probably would be like last year's Abilene, like to find a team like that. Yep. And to bet them first half. Because, in that first 10 minutes, these teams that have never been there before, or maybe that know they're so much of an underdog, they want to get out on that court and they're going to, the endorphins are spilling over. And so maybe that first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, they can get out there and keep up with these big marquee teams. But sometimes you could see the strength over the full 40 minutes and, the powerhouse marquee teams, sometimes get the money there where the first half I feel is a pure number. There's no fouling, at the end of a lot of the games. I can't tell you how many games in a year I lose because I bet a lot of underdogs because of fouling at the end, taking 6, 7, even 8 and 9 points. And, 10 seconds left, 9 points down, they're fouling. And now it goes to 11 and 12 and I lose my game because the big team makes their foul shots and I'm not making my threes. I got to hope to make a 3, a high percentage shot at the end of the game. They just have to hope to make free throws, which you have guys that are 80% free throw shooters. So it's hard to win on a lot of those underdogs for the full game when fouling gets involved. But the first half is a pure number. There's no fouling. And it's a thing that's mostly often overlooked. I will pick I'll have a lot of games, especially in the first half. So that's one big thing now. Now, John, you won't watch it all. Am I right? You're not really a March Madness guy. You watch the final game or anything? Or
I watch more only because of this show. So I kind of have a little bit of a sense of what we're talking about because I know we're going to cover it. Prior to this, never. I would never watch it. So I'll watch more highlights than I will the actual game. Yeah, I might tune in to the final game, the championship game, only because I know my friends watch it, and I'll probably be with them or something. But it's hard for me to get into it.
Okay, all right. Hey, I understand. You're into your thing, and March Madness is not one of them. You like the UFC though. you probably don't miss a weekend in the UFC, right?
Never. I can watch undercard. I can watch fights all day long. I can watch boring midseason baseball games all day long. I can watch.
Me too.
I can watch preseason. I can watch spring training games back to back. No problem. Yeah. Basketball starts to lose me. Your insight though when you talk about this stuff is really next level. Like, I never. There's so many things I've learned from you that I never even considered, like talking about the first half and that being a pure number. I don't believe the average sports bettor, and even maybe a lot of I don't know about the advanced sports bettors. There is a thing, but the guys that don't do it for a living, I don't think they put this kind of thought and strategy into what you're saying. And to me, it really is. These are golden nuggets that you give out. And it's a perfect example of why people, I say it every week, and it's like, yes, it's a plug, when we bring up Krack wins, but man, I don't believe you get the credit you deserve. And I know people probably think, well, what else is he going to say? He's on the show with him. But, when you hear you say things like that and things like, you don't have to bet the game just because it's on TV. You talk about it for football season all the time, too. The Thursday night game, you don't have to bet that game just because it's on TV. And that really is stuff, as I lose in this sports betting competition that I'm in, I'm losing because I violate your own principles that I've supposed to have learned from you, like with the bankroll management and things of that nature.